The night had the wrong density, as if someone had poured air into the room and forgot to label it. Lamps gave soft halos that refused to settle. Light skirted the edges of what it meant to illuminate. Outside, the town kept its hush, but every sound arrived late, like a radio transmission slowed and warped. I stood before a small audience on folding chairs with a notebook I barely needed. This was the work I knew, coaxing unease into strangers' foreheads. Tonight, the unease was already warm and waiting. At first, the signs were domestic and small. A shadow preferring wrong angles, a page in my notebook lifting as if to breathe, people pausing a beat too long when asked where they lived. My stories run on the omissions people refuse even to admit, and tonight, the omissions answered back. A woman in the third row hummed a lullaby she could not name. A man at the back traced his ear's outline with an expression of unfamiliarity. Their gestures were polite, automatic, as if a translator had been fitted to their limbs and taught only one new sentence. The longer I spoke, the more the room threaded itself through the narrative. I had used silence like a scalpel for years, cutting between heartbeats to show what lingers when noise stops, but this silence listened. My confidence unpeeled in slow chemical reactions. Where I expected applause, I felt attention realign, tilting not toward me but away, like compasses finding a new north. Dreams of my childhood room, of a window that never opened, braided into my cadence. My handwriting changed in the margins, forming loops that spelled sounds rather than letters. When the lights went, they didn't die so much as move. Darkness arrived with architecture. Narrow corridors braided around the aisle, phosphorescent script along their edges. It translated into a pressure behind my eyes that suggested not meaning but orientation, an instruction to look backward, upward, inward. In the absence of ordinary explanation, I felt a communion with something not malicious but indifferent and methodical, an intelligence cataloging small domestic mysteries as specimens. My mind began answering questions it never asked. Faces in the crowd became doors. Memories stopped being private. Language lost hinges and the room leaned into a grammar older than nouns. A laugh from the back was punctuation and a key. The thing at the windows, if thing, is polite. It corrected posture. Retuned breaths taught the room how to be quiet as training. We ended because the town curfew clicked on outside, an institutional lid. People left with the slow politeness of those given directions that will complicate their sleep. I gathered my notes. They were heavy with new margins and a single unfamiliar symbol I could not erase. I tell the story in parts, workshops, basements lit by one bulb, because I know suspense, but each telling is a vector, and the more ears I cultivate, the clearer the listening becomes, and the less certain I am which of us is practicing whom.